setting. Busy commuters.
A lot of the time, London is a real shithole. But look at that behind me. How cool does that look? It's like something out of a movie. And then other times you wander around, certainly at the end of work day, as it is now, everyone heading home. And there's something about it that's so vibrant and so creatively stimulating. Even though all these people behind me are probably going to just push me out the way. And I've just nearly been killed by about 6 cyclists, and a bus side mirror has nearly taken my head off, and I nearly fell down a pothole around which there was no roadwork signals. Yeah, apart from all that, I'm fine. So I'm now currently sitting in my favourite cafe in central London, which is Pure on Shaftesbury Avenue, and I can't actually believe yet again what it is that I've ordered to eat. It's the most ridiculously austere dish, something I would never in a month's notice go for, but Nadia suggested that if you go to Pure, because they've got so many wraps here, go for one of the salads. I've got one of the salads. Anyway, why am I in town this late? I want to go and see a movie, preview screening movie, that we're going to review later. And then I'll be back with Mads later to watch the documentary that's on ITV tonight, all about junk food. I think she was asked to appear in it, but for whatever reasons didn't. I think she was worried about the health concerns. But apparently there's some astonishing statistics and facts that have come out of it about eating junk food and the damage it can do to all of us, especially our young adults, children and what have you. But anyway, so I'm in central London, I'm about to tuck in, I'm going to show you a shot. Look at it now, I'm showing you it. So it's got sort of orange stuff that I don't really know what it is, tomato, it's got green stuff that I don't really know what it is, it's got nutty things that I don't really know what they are, it's got kind of lettucey things I don't really know what any of it is, other than I saw that it didn't have any pasta or carbs in it, apart from obviously the vegetables. So I'm going to tuck in.
Oh my goodness, I completely forgot I was supposed to be filming the vlog. It's because Mark's been out all day today. And he's not back till later tonight. He said, make sure you film for the vlog. I've not filmed a blimmin' thing. We've been out with Maddie all day because Maddie had an audition. So we've been out and about. And now Mum and Dad are here. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. How's your dinner, Dad?
Lovely, darling. Beautiful. Curing.
Look what Dad and me are having compared to Mum.
Compared to Fatso over here.
Not that. Eating fried pork. Maddie's having
Duck pancakes.
duck and pancakes. And me and Teddy are having vegetables in bone broth with rice.
You know.
What did you just say, Maddie?
You two know how to have a good time.
We do know how to have a good time, don't we, Dad? Because we're looking after our guts. We've got a healthy gut.
Looking after my needs.
Right. Is that pork nice, Mum?
It's blinking delicious.
Your gut controls your brain, they say.
They used to say it was the second brain. Now they're saying it's the first brain, which seems a bit nuts. How can it be your first brain?
It's not called the brain, is it?
What?
The gut.
Well, they say it affects the mind. It affects everything so much.
If you upset your gut, you upset your brain.
Yeah.
That's why I'm dumb.
You'll be very careful.
You have to be very careful with your gut. So we are watching tonight the programme about overeating takeaways. Actually, I got asked to do it. I went and met the person, sat with them for an hour chatting, and then they offered it to someone else. I was quite surprised because I thought I was really good in the interview, but there you go. Their loss, not mine. But anyway, so we're going to watch it later, and then we're going to do a bit of a review of it within the vlog. So it's about, they got people, I think it was, you had to eat one takeaway and nothing else for 28 days. So I was going to be eating nothing but pizza for 28 days.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, and my gut woman, I was telling her about it, she said it's amoral to do it.
She said what?
She said it would have been amoral to do it.
Immoral.
Immoral.
No, amoral, even worse than immoral. Amoral's no morals at all.
No moral whatsoever.
Amoral's the pits. That's the sociopath and the psychopath. You want to be immoral rather than amoral.
Yeah.
Why would you go for the interview if you're trying to be honest?
Well, I was going to do it if the money was right. But yeah, so I didn't do it, and it was going to be 28 days. And yeah, I was either going to have pizza or burgers for breakfast, lunch and dinner to show what it does to the body. And apparently the reviews are saying that one of the women took it so badly they were worried she was going to have a stroke from what it did to her body. So apparently people like Domino's and these places have said, so what Mark was telling me, I haven't read this, but it's unrealistic. You know, people don't eat that amount, but apparently, and I can't remember the statistics, we'll talk about it later on in the vlog, terrifying statistic that children that have 2 takeaway meals a day, every day.
How do they afford it?
I don't know, it's so expensive. Well, if you're eating rubbish chicken, fried chicken, that was one of the things they were talking to me about, eating nothing but fried chicken for a month.
No, my friend, that's what, like I said, my friend once had McDonald's breakfast, and then he had KFC for lunch, and then he had Burger King for dinner.
Is that his regular?
And how did he feel?
He has KFC every day. One of my friends has McDonald's every day for lunch and breakfast.
Oh my God, you must make her watch this program tonight.
She won't care.
It could
She loves
kill her.
McDonald's too much.
So Maddie, would you say that quite a few of your friends would eat takeaways like almost every day?
Yeah, if they could.
But do they?
Yeah, at least for dinner, I'd say.
So this program's quite good then, because if do you think any of your
It
friends
wouldn't
will
stop
watch it?
people.
It won't stop people. What, even if they say you could have
It
a
wouldn't
stroke
stop
and
my
you could
friends.
die?
Yeah. Because when you're young, you just believe you're
You just
never
think
going to die.
you're everlasting.
Indispensable, not
Yeah.
indispensable, indestructible,
Immortal.
immortal, amoral.
That's like my friends with alcohol. They're like, when people like destroys your liver, they're like, I don't need my liver anyway.
Okay, so it's about 3 hours later and I'm walking back across Waterloo Bridge. It's probably a bit windy. Me and Nanny Di have just seen a film about a young girl who was attacked with acid, a fictional film, quite amazing. Hang on, it's just a ambulance, and the director was partly inspired by the Katie Piper Foundation. Here we go, London nightlife. It's an amazing film. We're going to do a review of it, so I won't say too much, but an amazing lead actress. But I'm trying to get home to see this ITV documentary about junk food. So hopefully Nadia will start to watch it, and by the time I get home we'll be able to do a bit of a chat about it.
There's only one meal in the world. You know, people talk about Mediterranean diet as being the best. And I remember almost 40 years ago, if not 50, on my way to England, I stopped in Beirut and my friends took me out for a meal, mezze. And we had, which was amazing at the time, probably, without exaggeration, 30 small dishes containing almost every food in the world. Fish,
Vegetables, fruit,
vegetables,
grains,
everything imaginable. And that's what the body needs.
in tiny amounts. Had you never had that before you went to Beirut?
We had it on a very small scale in Jordan. And therefore we knew it on a very small scale. But in Beirut, of course, and Syria, it was on a very big scale. And then 40 years later, you read the papers, you know, you read the comments, and they say the Mediterranean
Oh, the
climate.
Mediterranean zone. Yeah.
And what is the Mediterranean climate? It is really variety. You must have variety.
Yet again, the beauty of Waterloo Bridge, this time at night. Can you see? London. Like a film set with a helicopter above me now. Good God, it's every emergency service going. I'm going to turn it around to show you the river. So you've probably gathered I parked on the south side of the Thames, so I had to walk into town and then I had to walk back so that I can get somewhere close to my 10,000 steps because I haven't done a run today. So all these little details, trying to get my steps up.
Morley's chicken, Maddie.
That's okay every now and again.
Yeah, very, very, very.
I rarely
rare.
have Morley's.
You like a
lucky.
bit. You like a bit of
My
Morley's.
friends have Morley's for a snack before dinner.
Oh, please God.
No, there's nothing wrong with Morley's.
He loves a bit of Morley's, Teddy.
As long as you mix it with other things. Don't make it the only diet, the only food, you know.
It'll kill you.
It kill your soul before your body.
God, I'm becoming more and more like my granddad. I have one spot that I repeatedly park in central London. The girls always wind me up about it, that if there was a sort of thermonuclear disaster, the one thing they'd all know to do if they survived it would be to come to this very car park, to the very spot that I always park in every time. Just like my granddad. He'd drive an extra 40 minutes to find a petrol pump where the cost of petrol per litre was 2 pence less. And as my dear Nanny Thelma would say, Gord, you've probably spent the money you've saved trying to find this damn place.
So we've just watched the first part of Michael Mosley's experiment, and I can't wait to see what happens to them all. Because honestly, yeah, it's all very well to think, yeah, I could eat pizza for breakfast, lunch and dinner. But for a whole month, Mads, for a whole month, could you do it?
Probably, yeah. Wait,
Anything.
so pizza for breakfast?
No vegetables, nothing. Every meal. I don't know whether that's still what they're going to do in the show, but when I met them about being in the show, that's what they said.
Made it home. Bloody hell. That was an intense drive. Hello. Hello. I made it. Are you watching the junk food programme? Hey? Hello, Tops.
Are you going to watch it too?
Yeah, I'm going to come and watch it. Oh, I'm just going to get myself a cup of tea. Hi. I made it home. Shush, shush. It's Maddie here. You look like Peter Andre when you were a little girl. Didn't you? Oh.
Right, let's got the pizza.
Oh my God, isn't it making you hungry?
What's been sold at Brent
No,
High Streets.
No, isn't it making you hungry?
No, because I've eaten.
Random
Oh.
takeaways. 3 specimens.
It's making you hungry,
of
Toffs.
the 3 foods.
Toffee. It's making you hungry.
Blending gives the sample a uniform consistency,
Oh.
allowing us to measure
all
what's
together.
actually in them.
Oh, Maddie, that's what happens in our tummies.
Well, yeah, to be honest, we
Yeah.
Not Mads.
Pizza, chicken and chips, burger and chips. I have to say this is not the most delicious meal I've ever concocted.
Can I just say, I thought what was the name of the boy from Made in Chelsea? Hugo. Did they just think he was a bit spoiled?
Well,
No?
his first minute that he said, as soon as he started talking about it,
Yeah.
in the first few minutes of the programme, I knew he wasn't going to do it, pull through.
Really?
No.
I just can't help but feel that he was a bit spoiled. I mean, he knew what he was entering in for. Could you do it, Maddie? Could you eat just one, like, pizza for a week?
Yeah.
Which would you choose?
I don't think she...
Which
I
would
really could.
which would be your junk food of choice?
Probably burger and chips.
Oh my God, I have never been more excited about not getting a job than getting that. Because do you remember when me and Kay went to meet them?
I do, vividly.
And I was quite worried about the programme as the
Yeah.
producer was, and in fact I did say that to the producer, but bloody hell, I'm glad I didn't do it now.
I think you would have been the Tessa Sanderson.
I would have been.
You'd have had a stroke.
But also, what was interesting for me, because after I'd gone for the audition or the interview or whatever you call it.
How do you audition for it? Did you have to eat a lot of food?
Well, we were actually, Kay and I both had the healthiest meal you could imagine at Soho House. The producer took us for lunch, but the gut woman, Hannah Richards, the one that I told you about, that's taught me about the lemon and ginger and all of that. When I told her that I'd been for the job, she said, absolutely do not, under any circumstances, do that job.
Yeah.
She said it will, and I didn't really believe her. She said it will really harm your health. Well, that is absolutely shocking.
So why was it so shocking? What was I tell you, the most shocking statistic I heard on the radio this morning was the fact that when, I think someone from Domino's Pizza came on the show and he was very smug. Why do these corporate chaps sound so smug? He went, oh, well, I'm kind of surprised that the BBC are promoting an ITV programme. No, it was the BBC radio show.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of surprised that the BBC... That was his opening gambit, so you immediately hated him. And then he said, well, this is an extreme example. How many people eat, just one type of fast food for... And then Michael Mosley was there, and then another scientist was alongside him, and the scientist said, well, actually, the statistics show that 1 in every 6 children in the UK, 1 in every 6 children in the UK has fast food, the same fast food, twice a day for far longer than a month at a time.
Maddie's interesting. But Mark, you know what? How do they afford it?
It was cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap as chips. Morley's,
suppose what you're
Morley's
eating.
is so cheap they don't have card machines in. It's only cash. That's how they.
yeah, they get
That's how they
taken
knock
out.
the price down below KFC.
Frightened.
I think it's like 50p for a bag of chips.
Yeah, and you can
Is
get
it?
chicken popcorn for like 75p or something. I mean,
But it's like Daddy was saying, Maddie, your generation now don't only binge on drink, cigarettes,
Spliff.
it's also food. Because
There's
we
n-
didn't eat takeaways
I mean,
like this.
I had terrible food as a kid, cooked for me by my mum. But because my mum didn't cook often, I didn't have much of it.
But we never had takeaway. Every
No,
so
I
often
never-
we'd have fish and chips.
Once every
Every
month, I
so
remember my mum
often.
having an Indian takeaway, and I never liked it.
I mean, we never had Indian takeaways.
So-
We never had anything. All these... But excuse me, there were so many unbelievable gobsmacking things.
Go on then.
And of course, not everyone will have seen the programme.
Yeah, hit us with them.
Right, so what he did, Michael Mosley, was he mushed up in a liquidizer 3 of the sort of top takeaway meals: burger and chips, fried chicken and chips, and an 18-inch pepperoni pizza.
Bloody hell.
So the burger was the least
Was it?
The
Why
least
is that
damaging.
Because of the meat. So much protein.
the chicken and chips was second, and the top one was
Protein.
the pizza.
Well, I guess that's the one with the least protein.
Well, he ground it up, and it had the equivalent fat of 3/4 of a packet of butter. It had 100% of your daily salt, over 100% of your daily salt allowance.
Bloody hell.
I mean, it's horrendous. But the fact that Tessa Sanderson nearly had a stroke, he said, I've known people with that blood pressure who died.
They talked on the radio about an MRI scan that proved that it works on the same impulses in the brain as cocaine addiction and alcohol
well, we
addiction.
know that about food. That
Yeah.
doesn't surprise us.
Yeah.
But,
I noticed someone else on there started to suffer from sleep apnea.
sleep apnea, the lovely guy from The Dark Destroyer, I think is called, from... oh, God, what's it called, that
The
game show?
Chase.
The Chase.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was really
So you
shocked.
have-
So he went up 1 whole point, his blood sugar. They said 1 more point and you would have been diabetic.
So you're pre-diabetic, aren't you?
No, I'm pre-diabetic.
So you're
So if I
pre-diabetic.
don't change the trajectory, the
The
way
what?
I'm going, trajectory, it's like February, I can't say it.
You're going to change the trajectory in
And my dad is
February.
diabetic, but they said, you know what the greatest contributing factor to me is?
What?
Is my foreign genetics. That's what predisposes me more than anything else, more than being overweight, more than anything, is the fact that I'm half Arabic.
What, that makes you potentially iller?
Potentially much more vulnerable to diabetes.
Oh, that's curious, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you are on the risk, so you have the risk of pre-diabetes. You would be in an increased risk of stroke because
Yeah.
of family
My dad had
history,
stroke.
and I think that's what
Yeah.
would have happened to you. You'd have got the Tessa Sanderson, and you suffer from sleep apnea.
Oh, please don't say I've got to sleep. I'm really worried about
You do. Well,
this.
I walked into the room the other day, and it was like
Do
this.
I stop?
Hang on. You did this. You went.
No, you see, that's really bad.
Hang on.
The other day I
Hang
woke
on.
up choking.
Hang on. Like this.
Oh yeah, you do. You don't breathe for ages.
That's sleep apnea. That's what loads of followers have said to me. They think I've got sleep apnea.
I know. I'm going to film. Look at your eye.
I might stop it. Sleep apnea leads to stroke. My dad has sleep apnea. He had a stroke.
I don't
It's no
understand
joke.
The most healthiest out
No, I'm not
of
laughing
us,
about-
why you always have the problems.
Look how red I look. Look at the size of my head.
You're very young, darling. Anything you're doing now isn't going to impact on
Oh, I
you
thought
now.
you were talking to
It's
me.
going to impact on you when you're
Dad's
older.
not got any of the stuff you...
Maddie, he came downstairs the other day and I thought he wouldn't be alive by 4 o'clock that afternoon.
Oh my God!
He
Why?
walked downstairs. I said to my mum, I swear to God, I think Mark's going to drop dead today. You looked so awful.
Chi-Chi, what do you think of that?
That's so rude.
It's not rude. You looked
So awful.
terrible.
You thought he was going to die
You
that
were
day.
ashen. You had great big bags with dark black circles under your eyes. You hadn't
What is
been
this?
sleep-
Make Mark feel good about himself, Dave? Jesus
You
Christ, we're doing a little kind of précis of a documentary. Not telling Mark how big his bags are.
But Mark, you don't sleep properly. You don't
No.
eat properly. You don't drink
No.
water.
Chi-Chi, help me out here, darling. Help me out. I know what's going on.
Oh my God, I've got sleep apnea.
You've
Oh
got
my
sleep
God, I'm
apnea.
really worried
It's like this,
now.
babe. It's like this. Watch me.
No, don't be mucking about. Is it really like that? Because I have to go into the. I have to get the call an ambulance. That is bad. Because the other day I woke up, I was choking, and I realised it was actually that I wasn't breathing.
No, that was me. I was putting a pillow over your head. There's a song about sleep apnea. Oh, I've got sleep apnea.
What's that? Who's that?
That's all I know of it, though. That's all I know. Do you know the song? The sleep apnea song?
No.
There's long pauses in the middle of it.
Right.
Oh, I've got sleep apnea.
Yeah.
So was it a good documentary? So they went into the documentary knowing they were going to virtually kill 5 celebrities. Peter Andre looked like he was having fun. He always looks like he's having fun.
When I went for the interview for the job that I didn't
That you didn't get.
They didn't really say that we were going to be in any danger.
So did you not get cast for a job in which you just had to eat a load of shit?
She must have not liked me, the producer.
Gosh, she must have not liked you.
I was a bit feisty though.
In what way? Show us your face.
I don't really know how it's going to work, this programme.
Oh, you got your TV producer head on.
No, but I just genuinely didn't.
You got your TV producer
head on. I didn't know what we were going to see.
What we used to do when we were casting celebrities, if they came in and they thought they were a TV producer, we'd show the ultimate TV producer strength and just not cast them.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank bloody God. Thank God I didn't get cast in that.
Anyway, well, there you go.
Are you at all worried that your generation is going to drink itself, smoke itself, and eat itself to death by the age of 20? All of you, you're worried about the world ending in 2066. None of you are going to make it to 2026.
Perhaps everyone's doing it because we don't think there's going to be a future for us anyway.
So you're the nihilist generation. Nihilism is just believing there's no point. Do you believe there's no point?
The government doesn't know anything about
Is
the
your
planet,
generation
then there isn't.
collectively committing suicide? I think you are.
Via chicken.
Via chicken,
Probably.
Morley's. What's your... Oh.
Oh, I want to watch this.
His former lawyer, Cohen, vowed
Trump's
to tell
going down!